Hey everybody, it's Saturday, May 20th, about 6:40 in the evening. Hoping this video will help you get comfortable using some of the resources I've made available for you. If you scroll down on the University Colloquium page, the upcoming assignment of independent work for group presentation is what I'd like to show you around. If you click here, you will get the group assignments. I can rename this so that it says these are the people in your group. So we've got 3 men doing climate, 2 men and a woman for energy, opposite for food, livable cities, pollution, 2 for products, 2 for waste, 3 for water. So there's that part of it. And now if you go to this instructions, I'll click on that in a second, but if you scroll down, let me make these big points first. Entirely graphical presentation, images and infographics. Put the words, if there's any words, it should be less than 10. Put the words into the notes section. I want you to do this as if this independent work is important for your group, and it is for you as well, because it's worth 10% of your total grade. Other stuff here, and now these instructions. So you selected your chapter of interest. Now read the chapter. Look at the discussion questions in the back for that chapter and think about which ones interest you the most. Your product, you should shoot for about 15 to 20 minutes. And for the presentation, you should select information about that chapter, facts. Provide information about that chapter that's global, and provide those facts at a local level. Okay, that's the first step. Information that interests you, the facts that the book gives are on a global scale. Find through the discussion point things that you want to learn about our local environment. And then you want to find those local solutions that are underway. You are not in this alone. That's a big theme of the course. And I've put together a number of resources for you. That is this link, local sustainability sources. So these are, I separated them by the different topics of the chapter, suggested discussion questions for each of them, and offered a number of links. Hopefully some of them are still alive. I think they are, actually. Each of those links brings you to another source. These sources have things happening right now that we need to get more people aware of and involved in. So the Coastal and Heartland National Estuary Partnership, if you want to get involved with them, you can get on the list and get one of their free calendars. You can volunteer. There's a watershed summit coming up. I'm going to be at it for the first day. And if you look here, you could go to, it's free at no charge. And let me see the agenda. Sorry about that. Aquatic habitat research, water quality, public engagement, some of the most important things. And then Thursday is hydrology, aquatic habitat, and Hurricane Ian impacts. So that is one example of a local agency that you can learn about and a specific thing that you can participate in. Let me close that one up. And, let's go back here. So that's the same for all of these. I don't want to make this too long. It's already 4 minutes. Let me show you one more thing. Celatega conferences. Okay, so I'm going to have to reorder this, but if you go down here, you'll get to the Celatega conference series. These are conferences that I've been putting on with the Estero Bay Agency on Bay Management, which is the group that was formed as a result of the lawsuit against the state of Florida, putting FGCU where it is. The most recent one is called Celatega 2020. The Estero Bay is in trouble, what citizens can do to help. This happened just before everything closed down for COVID. And it was right after the blue-green algae and red tides that came after Hurricane Irma. So the person, my partner in crime, is Mr. Jim Beaver. He just retired from the Southwest Florida Regional Planning Council. He will be our guest speaker in a week or two. His talk for us will be called Persistence of Vision. This talk that he gave here, each of these talks is only about 15 minutes. His is a little longer. He was the keynote, and it tells you about the Estero Bay Agency Management and the state of the Bay in 2019. Jennifer Hecker is the executive director of the CHNEP, and she's talked about tracking and reducing nutrients that fuel harmful algal blooms, and there's the link. Ernesto's my colleague at Lee County Hyacinth Control Pond Watch, who's doing all the water quality analysis for me, and he talks about the fertilizer ordinances. Serge Thomas is my colleague over in the water school now about stormwater detention ponds. Do you get the point? Bill Mitch just retired from Capnick. He's got now Parkinson's disease. He worked on blue-green algae around Lake Erie for much of his life. There are significant scientific connections between blue-green algae exposure, toxin called BMAA, and later on developing symptoms for Parkinson's. He also had this really neat movie that just came out. So there's that. Brad Cornell, Nicole, Mr. Ralph Brooks is a pro bono lawyer for the environment for many of us. We're all in the same boat was the title of his. Absolutely, he is my partner in crime and hero, as are many of these people. Wayne Daltrey, his video, you want to watch it. You'll be seeing him in other videos. Clara Ann is the one that invited me to speak for the League of Women Voters. That's another video I'll show you in a few minutes. Maggie Herchala got sued and lost. There was a suit against her for $5 million for speaking out against a development over on the other coast. Maggie Herchala is also Janet Reno's sister. Janet Reno in Waco fame. And then here's my talk about advisory boards participating in our government. This will get you back to the webpage for the Celatega Conference Series. It's a little awkward if you scroll down here.
Okay, I'm going to cook this.
Are the other